Hey, Magon with the Beta Podcast at you right now. We go get into a few things right now. Much respect to all the people who are there watching this right here. We go talk about the supposed fungi in this report right here, this fungus that they're talking about. We go get into a few more things, but this is what they have for the masses right here. This is the next step that they're gonna use on the masses. This supposed fungus, and a lot of people sleep on it, but you can tell right now it's ringing everywhere. This is the new thing right here. And what they're gonna do, start testing for it, start telling people they're positive of this fungus right here, that your immune system so-called can't fight back. They even tell you that antibiotic can't fight it either. We go get into this right here and break it down. Don't take this simple. Let's get into it and break it down. Make it run.
Fungus is spreading, with the CDC now sounding the alarm tonight, warning people this is serious for older folks. Like if you have a parent or a grandparent in a nursing home.
So it's serious for older folks. The same thing that they tell you about the COVID, and they mention nursing homes. A lot of times when they say these things, you have to reflect back on what they tell you before, and they can tell that it's the same kind of destruction they bring into the masses. The same thing about the COVID. It's gonna affect old people first in nursing homes, and then bam, everybody been affected supposedly. Pay attention to this right here, people.
Cases of what's called CRS tripling between 2020 and 2021. And part of what's so concerning here is that it's not easy to treat. This kind of infection is resistant to most drugs.
And you don't understand, people. Resist to most drugs, you don't get it. Now that everybody been injected, you can never tell what gonna happen, what gonna be the reaction. Remember, they put some wicked chemical in your bloodstream. So of course you can come up with fungus and them things, bacteria in your body. And of course, don't go to them supposedly medication to fight it off, because they're the one who created it just like that. So no medication can fight it off supposedly, and no immune system available for the people who take the juice. You understand? Your immune system is now taking a hit after you take that juice. So pay attention. Now you're prone for bacteria like these with no cure.
I want to show you how much it's been spreading since 2016. From 4 states then reporting.
Yes, they're gonna mention 2016 because they don't want to open an eye. That's what you need to understand. You never hear them talk about this shit. 2016, I was doing videos, and of course I would have show up with it. They never talk about this shit right here, you understand? But they wanted to believe that it's a long time ago, like 2016. But it's just since they start issuing the juice, that shit been around. Pay attention.
To 21 states now.
All of a
Nobody
sudden.
is in freak out mode yet. To be clear, this is still rare.
Same thing they say about the COVID. Nobody in freaked out mode yet. And then bam, they come with the destruction, harder chaos.
It's not a threat to folks who are otherwise generally healthy. Dr. John Torres is with me now.
Same thing again, people. Like I want to remind you, is the same thing they say about the COVID. Don't worry about it if you're young and healthy. Just worry about it if you're old and in a nursing home. But pay attention, people. It's the same trick they're coming back with. And like I said, they're going to make this one big.
Break this down. And Dr. John, while it is not like freak out mode yet, there is a concern that this, and I don't want to overstate it here, but the worry that perhaps this could develop into the next MRSA. I think people know that is that sort of
next MRSA. You hear that, people? Another supposed to be bug. Listen.
Drug-resistant infection that you can pick up, and that can be pretty scary.
And Hallie, the thing of it is the World Health Organization said this is a global issue. So not just here in the U.S., but around the globe. And since 2016...
It's a global issue. You mention it, people. Just like the CDC, they have the World Health Organization also involved in this shit right here. Better understand that there's a vaccine coming. 100% in.
We started to see these cases expand and expand. For most of us who are healthy, have intact immune systems, not an issue, because the fungus has a hard time getting into our body. And if it does...
But what you have to understand, people, there's not much people with a healthy immune system these days. The juice don't kill your immune system. That's what it's there for. Kill your immune system and take over your whole body. You can't resist none of these things no more. Your immune system is dead if you take the juice.
It very well. But for those who are in nursing home, long-term care facilities, if they have invasive procedures done, if they have IV catheters inside, if they're on a ventilator, the fungus can get inside that way, and their immune systems are weak and can't fight it off.
Yeah, but what you have to understand, if you have that ventilator in your system for too long, if you have that shit in your system, right? They shove it down your damn throat. it can also cause an infection, and they know it. Most of the time, if you stay on it for too long, you're dead. Just a dead person on it. That's what the ventilator do, and that's what they was rushing to bring to the masses in the supposed pandemic. What do you think? This is how they kill off the people right here.
And so that is part of the problem there. So what can you do about it as a regular person? Well, number one, stay as healthy as possible. That's the obvious thing to say. But if you have a loved one inside one of these facilities, talk to the facility about their procedures, because this is what we call a nosocomial infection. In other words, a nurse or an aide will get it from one patient and accidentally take it to another patient. And the authors of the study say they think this is happening because during the pandemic, the COVID procedures were essentially different procedures than you needed to keep this clean. And so they're saying there's an issue right there. Hopefully that's being corrected, Hallie.
What that dumb shit, people. It's the same thing they're bringing again. Why you think they head straight to the nursing homes? Wow. Why would this supposed to be infection in the nursing homes? Move.
There is growing concern about a potentially deadly fungus that is spreading across the country. The CDC is monitoring a yeast strain known as Candida auris or C. auris.
And of course, people, they always have the perfect name for those supposed to be bugs show up. They already have a name for it and everything. And don't worry about the name always coding and bring you back to some devil shit 100%.
It is so concerning because it is often resistant to antifungal drugs, making it hard to treat infections. It can also be hard to identify with standard lab tests, making it even more difficult to treat properly.
People. You hear that? It is elusive from lab tests. So people do lab testing and they never find it. You don't get it, people. This is another thing that they're going to tell you need to get vaccinated for. By any means necessary, they got to get those juice inside the masses' body. They use one scare, it don't get everybody, but it got some. So they have to keep going on and on with the scare. You understand? The scare tactics have to keep going until they feel like everybody got that substance in their body.
The fungus can cause infections in the bloodstream, heart, and brain.
Yes, you hear that, people? And we talk about that same type of shit with the shot. Your bloodstream, that's where they put it. Your heart, that's where it's gonna go because your heart pump the blood. And don't worry about your damn brain. That's the main target. Just wake your ass up. All the people who take the juice gonna be dumb. They're gonna be all the way dumbed down. They're gonna be zombies because anything the people say, that's what they're gonna move to. 100%.
Across the country, the number of infections has tripled in just 2 years.
There you go, people.
It's been detected in nursing homes and
people,
other facilities.
2 years. And it's that the time, the same pandemic year, people. No lie, it's the same timing. It's in the same timing space of the pandemic. 2 years, it spread zoops all over America. What do you think, people? This is something they're going to basically scare the masses with and come with an agenda.
That care for the very ill. People on ventilators and those
there
undergoing chemotherapy.
There you go, people. Chemotherapy. Them people dead already. That's what you need to understand. The chemo meaning they're killing your cells. What you can't understand. All of these procedures is what actually sicken you. You understand? Remember, I just tell you about the ventilator. It's something that's gonna cause infections in your lungs. So if you have it on too long, you're gonna die. Exactly what the people want. So they trick you and tell you have COVID and string you up on that shit and then bam, you're dead.
Susceptible. CDC officials told the Washington Post that despite the parallels, the outbreak is not the same one as portrayed on the HBO show, The Last of Us.
You hear that, people? Again, The Last of Us show up again, people. Wow, you don't get it, man. They're making these TV shows, these movies, and then they come up with these things after so-called shows, people. Wow, you're not getting it. I just did one and show you that they actually say, look, we're going to this right here, that the movie, they basically predict before, and then all of a sudden now they give you as real life, people. The one with the zombies and the people's, get infected by the zombie kind of virus. All of them things made in TV shows already. Here he telling you it's not the same. And look at his face. This is how they do it, people. Part of the world stage. Move.
In today's Daily Health, the CDC is putting out an urgent warning about contaminated eye drops. 3 people died, others suffered extensive vision loss.
You hear that, people? Remember, I talk about the eye drop already that supposedly be artificial tears. It's the same kind of thing right here. Artificial tear drop. Basically, you put in your eyes and it give you an infection. They say 3 people die, a lot of people go blind, a lot of people sick. So you see what I'm saying, people? Why is bacteria now with the new thing? They talk about this bacteria, this whatever they call it, fungus that won't die, and then they show up with this right here from an eye drop. What did I tell you? The only reason why I'm showing you this, I'm just trying to show you that all these fungus, all these bugs come from their chemicals. The one that they offer up the masses, 100% in. So with this bacteria now they can find in eye drop, that tell you something. Like I say, people, they could come and tell you, oh, them bacteria is in you, but they won't tell you what it is. They say, oh, it's a new bacteria going on. And watch this right here. This have it, bacteria in it that can actually kill you and blind you. Listen.
Bottles of Ezra Care artificial tears were recalled earlier this year after the product was linked to rare bacterial infections.
There you go again, people, and they call it rare bacteria infections. Like I say, these bacteria is coming from these things that they make and give it to the masses. You better understand that they come from these chemicals that they made in the lab.
News medical reporter Erica Edwards joins us now with more on this. Erica, this is pretty scary stuff. What do we know about these bacterial infections and how many people have been affected?
Yeah, so these are infections of a rare bacterial strain that's antibiotic resistant, meaning it's very difficult to treat.
See that, people? Same thing they tell you about the damn bug that's in the nursing home. What did I tell you? And this one come from what? An eye drop. I told you I never miss, people. All those things come from these chemicals that they serve up the masses. Sometimes you might get too much contact with it, and after all, it's gonna kill you. No doubt about it.
The CDC has identified 68 patients in 16 states, coast to coast. Some had 8 people had vision loss. Some had corneal transplants. Sadly, 4 others have had to have their eyes removed altogether, and more than half were linked to outbreaks at healthcare facilities. Ellison, I just heard back from the CDC.
It linked to healthcare facilities. Like I say, people, it's the same damn thing. Don't doubt me when I tell you. The same thing that they're showing you about that superbug, fungus. They're talking about the same thing right here. Only this one come from a damn eye drop. Can you understand what's going on?
Most of the cases occurred before their first warning that occurred in January, but they do anticipate uncovering more cases as their investigations continue. Ellison.
So if you're watching this and you are someone who has been using Ezra Care eye drops and maybe you go and check the date and you had it from that period of when these were recalled, what should you be watching for when, if you have been impacted by this, should you be seeking medical attention?
Oh my goodness.
So first of all, these drops have been recalled. The CDC says no one should be using the Ezra Care artificial tears or another brand, Delsum Pharma artificial tears, or an eye ointment made by Delsum Pharma. Now, symptoms of an eye infection are an urgent matter. And the CDC says that if you have these symptoms that you see on the screen, they're yellow, green, or clear discharge, eye pain, discomfort, or
unbelievable, people. But like I say, you see the word artificial tears on a bottle and you bought that. Artificial tears, and you bought it in a bottle and drop it in your eyes. So what did you expect? You didn't expect fungus in your eye? You didn't expect bacteria? What did you expect? He said artificial tears, meaning it's something they store up some chemical to put in your eye. Why? You don't get it, man. Like I say, all the people connected to this world gonna be destroyed. Bam.
Tonight, LQ Goldring is one of 104,000 people waiting for a life-saving organ transplant.
Pay attention to this right here, people, because this is another big agenda a lot of people sleep on. The supposedly organ transplant. You don't get it, people. Why the government so interested in this shit right here and making it kind of law? Pay attention to what's going on right here. Organ transplant is devil shit. 100% in. Like I say, they feed you these things to kill your organs, and now you're in need of it. You follow their trend. Like I just said, if you're too in touch with this world, you're gonna be destroyed. Bam.
The half of what
the physical and mental pain that I have to hold on to every day.
Watch this right here, people. Look at this right here. Look at the diamond in the back. They give you the diamonds in the back and also in the orange clothing for Freemasonry right there.
The half with the physical and mental pain that I have to hold on to every day
Yes,
and try to smile through it.
Living with kidney disease
That's
since
a boy from day one, but it don't. I told you already, people. Life is just what it is. You understand? You can make your own life, but if you follow these people, that means you're not making your own life. You're not making your own lifestyle. You're not making your own choices. If you follow these people, you're gonna end up in destruction. So don't come tell me that you're born with that shit. You hear me? It's something that they put in your body some way, somehow.
Every day and try to smile through it.
living with kidney disease since 3. Her
Since
first
3, kidney disease. What kind of disease attacking the kidney of a 3-year-old?
transplant
That's
failed
coding.
in 2015. She's been waiting for a
Look at
replacement
this
ever
shit right here,
since.
people. Need a kidney, even have on the scan on the shirt. What a dumb shit for the masses. Just a commercial. Pay attention here. Watch this.
Waiting for a replacement ever since. Is the system broken?
Oh yeah, the wait list here in Kentucky is 5 years. I've been waiting 7.5.
Yeah, but what you have to understand, you're talking about wait lists, where they're supposed to get them fucking organs from, where they're supposed to come from. You're talking about wait lists. Why would you be on a wait list to get somebody else's organs? I did a video on it. I basically put a clip in my last podcast with them talking about them making these organs now with 3D printers. You see that right there? That's part of the agenda. Yes, they need it, so now they have to start making it. It's called order chaos. And I already told you, the government's people who control you, give you those things to kill your organs. And now you're looking for it. And now, don't worry about it. These times, you're more gonna need a heart than a kidney. You take that juice, your heart is gone. Because you pump something in your bloodstream that leads straight to your heart. What do you expect?
Today, the federal government announced plans to revamp that system, seeking to more than double its funding and inviting.
So what funding got to do with the actual organs, people? You're funding and you're funding and you're funding. Nobody dead to give you the organs. Nobody organs good after they're dead for the most part. You understand? Nowadays, people, is the organ gonna kill you in the first place? Your organ's gonna fail, then you're gonna die. That means the organ's not good to give to nobody. That's what you need to understand, and that's what they're pushing for. People to die so they can get your organs. You're sitting there crying about, oh, the system is broken. For what? So they can cut somebody's heart out and give it to you? Cut out somebody's kidney and give it to you? What a dumb shit for the people.
Competition to the United Network for Organ
Look
Sharing,
at them.
or
All
UNOS.
government
which is
shit. But who knows? You see them put the 2C right there, CC 33, and as you could see, the 73 in the background for hoax. And don't trust nothing they name UN. They're all fakers on the masses.
long been the sole manager of the nation's organ donations.
Listen to this.
Part of
Manager.
that agenda is making sure that life-saving organs are getting to people when they need them. As
How you gonna do that? You're gonna start killing healthy people to take those organs to give it to these people waiting for the donation? This don't make no sense. Where the fuck you gonna get them from? Where you gonna produce these organs? Like I said, they better do 3D printing like they tell you, because you looking for real human being organs? Come on, people, this don't make no sense. You sitting there waiting for somebody to die to get their liver? I don't get it, man. This is a dumb thing right here.
as they need them, and that we need to build an infrastructure that
Listen
supports
to
that.
this.
17 people die every day waiting for transplants.
Yeah, but they're not wait. They just don't have no organs, so they die. Their organs die, so they're dead. What do you mean they're waiting? Waiting for what? They're waiting for other people to dead to give them the organs? They're gonna hunt down people and start cutting out their damn organs for these people waiting for it? Of course they're gonna die. Their organs is dead. Wow, you don't get it, man. Why you reporting this shit? About 17 people die. They have no organs. That's why they die. They don't die because they're waiting for organ transplant. They die because their organs died. That's the fucking reason why they die. Not because they're waiting. Why the fuck is they waiting to begin with? That's the damn question. Don't be killing your damn organs and sit there waiting for people to die. You sit there praying for people to die so you can get a organ so you can live. It's dumb.
The system has long been criticized for long wait times, damaged and discarded organs.
I don't understand, people. Why could you criticize this? Who can you criticize? Why? Who you gonna criticize? You're criticizing that they don't have enough organ to give you? Where the fuck they gonna get it from? No, people, you're supposed to criticize the system that caused you to lose the organs. You drink too much alcohol, you kill your damn kidneys and all. You do all these things to kill your damn liver. You kill your damn heart with these medications, all of these things they're giving to you. What you think, people? All of them things connected to your organs. All them medication, all these chemicals that they're feeding you, killing your damn organs. So what you gonna do? Blame the people who you say in charge of the organs? Get out of here, man.
Unequal treatment of minority patients and
You
outdated
see? There you go,
technology.
people. Minority, they have to bring that up. So white and Hispanic, black and Hispanic people gonna die more for waiting on organs. What they're trying to tell you here, people, is bullshit.
When you order a toothbrush on Amazon, they can tell you minute to minute where that toothbrush is. Well, that's not been possible for organ transplantation, even though we think that what we do is considerably more important than ordering a toothbrush.
What the fuck is you talking about? So you can just order an organ and you're supposed to track it and find out where it's at? What is you talking about, dude? This is satanic shit like I don't tell you, people. Even if you sit there and you lose an organ and you're supposed to be waiting for a transplant, you better understand it's still devil shit. You're participating in it. Like I say, it's lack of knowledge costs you to lose your organs. Nobody tell me shit. Things that you're taking in and you don't understand. Like when I tell you, oh, this ain't good for you and this is bad, you come, well, so man, what we supposed to eat? I'll eat it. You refuse to listen to truth. So you see, when these things happen, you just have to accept it. You lose a kidney because you drink too much. Your liver don't fuck up because you drink too much. You take too much pills. All of these shit, you overdose on these medication that they give you. The kidney gonna be gone. They won't tell you. But too much of that medication actually kill your kidney. The kidney have to filter all of that shit. You don't get it, man. So now you lose your organ. You're sitting there praying on your hands and knees for somebody to die so you can get an organ. People having on their driver's license say they're organ donors. I don't get it, man. It's dumb. 100% dumb. I don't care how you look at it.
UNO
It's still
says
dumb.
it is committed to reforms, saying, we welcome a competitive and open bidding process for the next...
Open bidding. Wow, people. You tell me that you don't think that this is satanic? They're bidding for organs? The human being parts, the human being body parts. When you see that showing up, people, you know that is a devil earth you're living. They're bidding for human body parts. Okay.
contract to advance our efforts to save as many lives as possible as equitably as possible.
They want to save
Reforms
people?
won't go into place right away as the government works with experts and organizations to design the revamp. But for LQ,
So I'm just waiting and with the smile, just waiting every day.
it gives her hope.
Take a look at them right there, people. They're trying to fake the masses. Like I don't tell you, you lose your organs because you follow this world and what it got to offer. So now what you doing now? You're hunting for organs? You're willing for somebody to die? You want to kill somebody to get their organs? Because all of this shit go come into place. Remember, a lot of these things that they tell you, people missing and people find dead, they tell you they find newspaper stuff in them, all kind of shit. They're giving you the impression that these things is so, valuable now, they will cut your ass up to take it out. No lie, people. And this is not only in America. The whole wide world, because they all tied together, they all feed off the same damn chemical. That's what sick you. That's what give you these complications, killing your organs. Bam.
Welcome to the Honeybee College for Explosive Detection.
Yeah, well, this is kind of a follow-up of a clip that I gave you earlier in one of my podcasts. I was showing you that they actually control these bees. And a lot of people don't understand that, but that's just real life. That's just facts. These animals, these insects that supposedly they say pollen the fruits and everything, they control them. even the mosquitoes, people. They actually carrying them, taking some of them, do some things to them, change them over, and let them back into the atmosphere. Take a look right here.
This is a real thing, and you're about to witness, step by step, how these honeybees are collected, qualified, trained, and finally transformed from...
Hear that, people? They're gonna train them, catch them, train them, and they're gonna be qualified to let that go to make honey. Listen.
Qualified, trained, and finally transformed from mere pollen collectors into explosive detection specialists.
There you go. Specialists.
The journey begins when the honeybees are first drafted from their hive.
Look.
With the help of a specially designed handheld device, the bees are safely collected inside a chamber before being transferred to the lab. Before training starts, these honeybees need to chill. The bees are cooled to slow down their movement for handling purposes.
You hear that, people? That's just kind of make them a little bit giddy with the cold. Kind of throw them off a little bit so they can handle them. Pay attention.
The chilled bees are then safely placed into their harness and left for about 30 minutes to get used to their new environment. But loading each bee manually into a harness is kind of a tedious task for a technician. This is why some labs, like the Visual Communications Unit at Rothamsted Research, came up with an automated bee loading machine. The bees are confined, so they're forced to walk into a cylinder one by one. Each cylinder is then dropped into the loading tube, where each bee is slowly and safely pushed into the harness, and then placed into position. The bees are typically kept in the harness for a few days before being released back to the hive.
You hear that, people? You release back to the hive. Listen.
But how do you train honeybees exactly?
You train them.
Honeybees are amazing at detecting chemicals in the air. That's how they can find their favorite flowers. The
chemical in the air, that's how they find their favorite flowers. Okay.
Steps required to condition a dog also apply to bees.
Okay.
You present the animal with a neutral stimulus, say the ringing of a bell, which doesn't mean anything at first. But if you follow the bell ring with the delivery of a biologically significant outcome, like food, the animal quickly learns that the ringing of the bell means food is coming soon. From that point on, the dog starts salivating in the anticipation that the food is coming every time it hears the bell ring.
What's your point?
If you replace the bell ring with the smell of narcotics, the dog will salivate every time it smells that particular narcotic.
Okay.
This is the basic principle behind training a sniffer dog. Honeybees may not salivate like dogs, but they do have a tongue, or proboscis, which they exclusively use for eating. In addition, the antennae of a honeybee are vapor sensors with the sensitivity thresholds of parts in trillion, similar to the sense of smell of a dog. Since the honeybees are randomly collected, there is one important qualification test that the bees need to pass before being trained. And that is the ability to stick out their tongue when presented with sugar water on the tip of a swab.
That's a feeler.
This is called proboscis extension reflex, or purr. The bees that can purr make it to the training ground. While the bees are given a 6-second exposure to an explosive vapor, they are given a sugar water reward during the last 3 seconds. The training phase can also be automated, where the vapor is released, followed by a feeding mechanism rising in front of the bees, so they associate the two together.
Okay, so after this, these won't be normal, regular bees. So when you look at it, people, not even the bee is natural. Can you see it? They take the bee and alter the bee. They alter him and put him back into the environment. Can you believe that? The same thing I tell you, that's the process human beings go to get to this side of the earth that we on, where we have to depend on the government to live. That's why we have a cost of living. You don't get it, people. They alter us to bring us here. Just like you see them doing these operations, altering the bees and let them back into the damn environment. What they're gonna do now, people, is what they produce in the honey, supposedly, is that going to be the same? Is that going to be polluted? Is that going to be having some kind of chemical in it? I believe so. If you tamper with the bees that what's already naturally making the honey, what is your problem? They're already making honey. They have no problem in doing that. And now you're capturing them and train them so they can do what? Poison the damn honey? Listen.
After 4 rounds of training, the bees that purr voluntarily after receiving the explosive scent are ready for field work. But aside from visually looking at the bees, how do you exactly monitor their response? There are 2 ways to do this. One, with the help of a camera. The bees are placed into a platform, which is then loaded into a monitoring device.
Wow, can you believe they do all of these things to the bees, people? Wow, unbelievable. What about how they produce and everything now after you did this treatment on them? What gonna happen to how they produce and all that? Wow.
Inside the device records the bees up close. With the help of some computer vision algorithms, the camera output can be interpreted to know when the bees purr. A unanimous purr signal from all the bees point to a high likelihood that they've detected the particular type of explosive that they were trained on.
This just should prove one thing to the masses. Everything is in control. The peoples is controlling everything that got something to do with our life. Point blank, period. So now you know the honey is not natural. You see that? So later on, the people come and they say, man, what I'm supposed to do there? You decide what you're supposed to do. I'm just telling you what is. They tamper with all of these things that we call natural is gone. That's the reason why I tell you there is no naturality left. So you see, before they introduce these things, they tell you a reason why they do it. They say, hey, listen, man, the bees is not producing enough honey, or they have this disease, or this, that. That's why we have to intervene. But that's just a way to monitor your honey. Anything you're getting in there is what they want you to get in there, because they control the bees that makes the honey. Move.
We've got some new guidance out today on the possible dangers of tick bites, with some people apparently getting sick to their stomach from a food allergy.
Listen, people, food allergy and ticks, both of them tie in this one. Listen.
They eat things like red meat, like animal products. There's this other report from the CDC that says tick-borne illnesses are going up. So more and more people are having problems from tick bites, especially in the Northeast. And if you're like, great, terrible timing, I get it, because right now the weather's getting warmer. Maybe you're getting outside more. Dr. Akshay Saral is joining us now. So
yes, and I already told you, people, like I just showed you with the bees, those insects controlled by the peoples. No doubt about it. So they let out those supposedly ticks right there. Don't lie. That's what they do. You never understand. When you see those creatures, even the ones they call bedbug, those is not real creatures that just, on the earth. You notice they're bloodsuckers. You got to understand that the bloodsuckers is made by the government people. They're the one who create it. They alter a few little insects, and that's what they come up with. The insects to suck the bass's blood. Move.
Talk to me about this, and alpha-gal syndrome, right? That's what it's called.
Listen.
It's very rare. It's new, but it
Look at the hand sign. It's very new and it's rare. Look at the pyramid on the hand sign. They're full of shit on the masses. But listen to what's going to happen to you when they supposedly tick bite. And don't worry about it. It's not just the bite. It's the animal that the ticks bite. Do you understand? So you eat red meat. You eat the meat, but the ticks bite the meat. Pay attention.
affects people's stomach after they get bitten by a tick?
Yeah, Hallie, so alpha-gal really is an allergy to red meat. Our best guess is this develops after a tick bite. So basically what happens...
you're guessing it's after a tick bite. Get the fuck out of here. All bullshit they're giving the masses. Listen.
Is you get bitten by a tick called a Lone Star tick. So about weeks to months after that.
Is that like...
The tick's named Lone Star tick, people.
Bigger or smaller than a deer tick, let's say?
I'm actually not sure size-wise, but it looks pretty similar.
Okay.
So you same tick precautions, but 4 to 6 weeks after you get bitten, you may actually start to develop an allergy to red meat. Or every time you eat beef or lamb, you could get the typical hives and rash that you see with allergies. So you could have trouble breathing, go into anaphylactic shock. But what we're learning today is you can actually only have stomach problems. So a lot of patients are really just having abdominal pain or nausea or vomiting with no real answer, being labeled as IBS. And the guidelines today from the really national group of stomach doctors saying, hey, wait a minute, let's test them for alpha-gal and see what happens.
Are we seeing more cases of people who are coming in and presenting with symptoms of alpha-gal?
Exactly, and I think the more awareness of this, it could just be an isolated stomach problem. And really the red flag symptom you want to watch for is, are you waking up in the middle of the night? Are you just having excruciating stomach pain? Are you having nausea, vomiting? Because what's weird about this allergy, it's 2 to 6 hours after you eat something that you start to have symptoms. And I think if you have a friend who has a peanut allergy, it's pretty immediate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's making this a little bit more mysterious and a little bit more, frankly, interesting.
As you say, like it could get misdiagnosed as IBS or maybe some other type of, neuro, whatever. Are we seeing more of this because, like we talk about the climate perspective a lot on this show?
Here we go, people. Here we go. Climate again is a problem. Listen.
Climate change is a factor here, right? Explain, pull that thread, explain that for us.
So, as the weather gets warmer, ticks like warmer weather. And as the weather gets warmer, ticks are going to places they weren't normally going to, like Canada.
This is the fucking dumbest shit in the world, people. We got seasons, supposedly. We got the hot season, we got the cold season, right? So what the hell you talking about? When it get hot, the ticks come around, so it's global warming. It used to get hot from day one. In the summertime, it's hot. Wow, I must be stupid here. The summer never used to be hot? Why all of a sudden now you're telling us that the ticks come out because it's hot and it's global warming? It come out because it's the hot time now. What the fuck that got to do with global warming? Wow, people just dumb. Like I tell you, people, it's the destruction of the masses. You see, when they mention AI and they mention supposedly global warming, that's the destruction of the masses. All the way in.
They're also spending a lot more time not hibernating because it's warmer in places they already were.
Wow.
So we talk a lot about climate change affecting allergies with a lot of pollen in the air.
You see that? They're never gonna mention it's the trees that they plant. They plant those trees to give you allergy, so the damn medication sell. You don't get it or what? They're talking about this global warming make pollen. No, it's a tree. The tree, people, that don't grow food for you to eat. Is grow pollen for you to get allergy. Why did they plant it? Where did they get it from? You're not going to answer that question, so move.
What's it been like?
No, come back. No, go back to the smiling person right there with the smirk on the face, and don't worry about it. The air is orange because it's Freemasonry. It's Freemasonry coding. 100%. This is programming. So I'm going to go to this right here because I did do a video on this supposedly 6-year-old kid that shot the teacher. Remember they said the teacher got shot in the abdomen? Yes, and later on they say it got shot in the chest. Bullet go through the hand because she put up the hand. Bullet go through the hand and then hit her in the chest. A 6-year-old pointed and aim and shoot this one. Pay attention to this fake. Remember I already told you it's a hoax. Did I tell you it's a hoax? Okay, let's listen.
What's it been like to...
And take a look at this one that questioning him. All purple clothing. Is that a coincidence again? Okay, continue.
Have the world know your story, but you haven't gotten to tell it. It's been overwhelming. One of the things that we talked about.
Take a look, people. He's smiling. He got a weird looking grin on the face. Because it got shot by a 6-year-old. Pay attention.
You wanted to tell your story, and what it means to you to get to tell your own story.
What is it? Exclusive.
I think just because it's coming from me, I'm the person who has gone through this experience.
And take a look, people. You got in 2 nose ring. Are you bored the nose all the way over to the other side? What's going on there?
Has been through the trauma, and it's my story.
It's a story that left the world in disbelief.
Never put a teacher shot.
25-year-old Abby Zwerner shot by her first grade student at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia on January 6th.
January 6th, Cording. Yes, I think that's the same damn time they pull off the supposedly, Washington raid or whatever they call it with the protesters with the Donald Trump. It's just Cording.
Talk first about just how are you doing? How is your recovery going?
How is your recovery
I've been doing okay. I've gone through a lot of obstacles and challenges. Some days are not so good days where I can't get up out of bed.
Why?
Some days are better than others where I'm able to get out of bed and make it to my appointments.
Wow.
But, from going through what I've gone through, I try to stay positive, try to have a positive outlook on what's happened and where my future's heading.
You just had a surgery on your hand. What are the physical...
Take a look at this right here, people. It's a hand got shot and then it got shot in the chest. You worry about the operation on the hand. If it got shot in the chest, listen.
Injuries.
The initial gunshot went through my left hand and ruptured the middle bone as well as the index finger and the thumb.
What?
The gunshot then went into my chest up here where it actually still remains. So I have a scar up here and I still have some bullet fragments up here.
I thought you have the bullet there, bullet fragment. You got the bullet fragment there, you have the bullet. The bullet went to your hand and lodged up in your chest and it's still there. Bullet fragment. Take a look at this faker right here, people. Look at the face. All of them fake.
A scar up here, and I still have some bullet fragments up here.
So
really?
Part of that bullet is still there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Do you think it...
Smile. Yes, the bullet's still there. I'm so happy. The bullet's still there. You see this mark? Okay.
Will always be there, or do they think they'll remove it someday?
I think it'll always be there.
Oh, you see that? Just to pull on your heartstring. She think it gonna be always be there, right there, the bullet, the fragment. Wow, what a dumb shit.
What about the wounds that we can see? But there are wounds that we can't see.
Yes.
How are you doing?
It's
so fucking
at
fake,
first
man.
it really shook me up. They were open wounds that I could see, and seeing an open wound on your body and remembering how you got it is pretty traumatizing in itself. I think it's been helpful now that they've scarred over, but it's still a reminder that, hey, this happened to you. This is what your body's been through.
So it's January 6th of this year. What do you remember about that day?
I remember a lot. The morning it felt like just a regular school day, but I started hearing things and things started happening that made my fear grow. As the day went on, it grew more. My fear grew more. I remember him pointing the gun at me. I remember the look on his face.
Your fear grows and then you remember him point the gun at you. So you were scared of this kid and you hear something that he got a gun, right? So that make you more comfortable right there, and then he point the gun on you and get to shoot you. You were so scared and concerned. It still happened. Listen.
I remember the gun going off. I remember feeling something.
Wow.
It was a pretty scary day.
Wow.
In that
the gun
moment,
go off and you feel something.
what's going through your mind?
I was terrified. In that moment, my initial reaction was, your kids need to get out of here. This is not a safe classroom anymore.
Wow, people. After she got shot, she figured that the classroom is not safe anymore. She have to get out the kids. What happened to the one with the gun? You just completely forget about him? Let's see if you're going to mention the one that shoot you again.
And then you need to go find help for yourself.
See, all of that. What happened to the one with the gun? Where is he at? You can't take your mind off him. He's the one who shot you.
It was pretty shocking. Once the firearm went off, and then I felt something, that shock itself that I had been shot.
You knew you had been shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
was pretty shocking itself.
And where is the gun, man? Where is the boy with the gun by this? You get shot. You're thinking about taking out all the kids from out of there and go help yourself. What happened to the boy that's standing there with the gun? After he shot you, what he did?
Just wanted to get my babies out of there.
Oh, get my babies out
What
of
did
here.
the kids
fucking faker.
do, say?
They were screaming.
Wow, they were
I
screaming.
think they knew.
What happened to the one with the gun? Wow, man. Was you thinking he might shoot again? Where is he go? Only in a fake story, people. Only in a fake story. They could lose that part of it right there. Where is the dude with the gun, the little boy with the gun? Where did he go? You worry about other kids and getting them out. Where did he go? He's still pointing the gun at you. He just shoot you. Okay.
As well, that they had to get out of there, but they were extremely frightened and screaming.
The police chief said after that you
Wow.
had.
How do you get to the police chief already? Where is the boy with the gun? He's standing there and he pop one at you and you thinking about getting out the kids. What happened to him? What happened after that? Oh my goodness, this is so dumb.
Ensure that the kids got to a safe place.
Oh, you
said
did
your actions were heroic.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Do you remember
God.
what were the next things that you did?
Wow, man. Wow.
That's still kind of a blur.
It's still kind of a blur where we at. You see, it's a blue, but you know to get the kids out of there. You know that you get them out. You know that you save them and all of that shit. What? Dumb people. It's dumb.
Got them out, and I went to get help for myself.
And then you forget.
I knew, well, I didn't know at the time that my lung had collapsed, but I started not being able to breathe.
Wow.
Very raspy breaths, and my vision started going out. I remember I went to the office and I just passed out.
Wow. You see it? It remember go to the office and passed out. It remember passing out. I'm done. This is fake shit like I don't tell you. This is just a confirmation, final nail in the coffin, and you don't need nothing else once you show up with the orange hair. Bam, it's fake shit for the dumb mass. It's time to put a face to the fakery. That's all they're doing. Put a face to the fakery, and of course you have to show up with the coding.
The ambulance came. You were
Where
rushed
is
to the
the
hospital.
boy?
What did doctors say about the condition you were in and your injuries?
Where is the boy? The shoot.
It could have been fatal. We believe, with my hands being up, with it going through my hand first, we believe that by the bullet going through the hand
So you
first.
telling me that you see the gun and you know he's gonna shoot you, so you put up your hand. I don't believe that, people. I don't believe this is bullshit right here. 100%
that
bullshit.
it most likely saved my life.
Everything about this is so unthinkable.
So weird lies.
I wonder
That's what it is.
what you think or how you feel about this student.
You know, there's some things that I'll never forget, and I just will never forget the look on his face that he gave me while he pointed the gun directly at me.
Wow, a 6-year-old.
That's something that I will never forget. It's changed me. It's changed my life.
And I'm telling you, people, in a lot of cases, even though these are men in drags, I'm trying to tell you the truth, people. It's not easy for even a woman to fire one of those guns. One of those supposed to be semi-automatic. It's not a pistol. It's not a revolver, I should say. It's not a revolver where, you know, they just concentrate and just squeezing the trigger or whatever. But you have to put one in the head. You have to slide one in the chamber, people. So guess what? All right, the 6-year-old lucky enough to find a gun the parents have, and it's already loaded with one in the head, and all you have to do is just squeeze the trigger, point it at her and squeeze the trigger. A lot of times grown people can't shoot. Don't lie, people. You grown people standing right there 10 feet from a target and can't shoot it. I seen it with my own eyes. Grown folks standing right there 10 feet to the target and they can't hit it, firing multiple times at it. And this one 6-year-old know to select a bullet in the head, in the chamber of the gun, cock it back, aim, and fire and hit this teacher directly in the chest. Do you believe it, people? It's fake shit. And the kid never looked to fire the gun again? What happened to the kid? And the first video I did, I explained that also. Like they never mentioned what happened to that little 6-year-old with the gun the whole time. They just said he's pointing the gun at the teacher and shoot, and that's it. Nobody mentioned that 6-year-old again. Period. So what happened to him? What happened to the one that fired the gun? All this eruption in the classroom, he never mentioned again. What happened? How did you get the gun from him? All of that. They never mentioned. The whole thing is fakery, people. 100% fakery. And this is a part of their agenda right here. With the schooling and the shooting and all of this shit. And then they tell you that kids, not learning anymore. They're learning slow down and all by design. So you see now, people, I already told you what it is. They're prepping up for the end times. This is why everything is crashing. Yes, another Mag Bam podcast, man. Appreciate everybody for listening or watching, man. Much respect. I'll be back on.